Hey, Tom Blanchard here with another episode of Thursdays with Tom, where I provide you with some helpful nuggets to keep those juices flowing and put more money in your pocket. Let's see, this is episode 33 of our Ninja Nugget series. Steps 3 and 4 of the consultation: solution and proposal. So here we go. Once you have identified a customer's pain and pleasure and formulated some solutions, you need to be able to articulate your solutions in a way your customer gets it. What your customer gets or doesn't get is what you've communicated, right? There are 6 ways to increase the power of your communication. Here is the science behind it all, right? Number 1, maximize the quality of your communication. The quality of your communication depends on your words, how you sound when you say your words, volume, pitch, tone, and tempo. Also how you look when you say your words, body language, facial expressions, hair, dress, and so on. When the game is on the line and you want the highest quality communication, do your best to get face to face. Now, if this is not possible, the telephone is your next best option. Even though large numbers of people are moving to electronic communications, it's probably doesn't necessarily mean communications is of the highest quality. It's generally not, which explains why so many emails and texts are misunderstood according to tone, right? When a seller says, "I would prefer that we communicate by email," your response should be absolutely, but can I make a request? Just one. When we get the contract on your home and the game is on the line, we need to have the best communication. Would it be all right with you for us to sit down and go over the contract? If that's not feasible, would it be okay with you if I email you the contract and we talk about it over the phone, right? Live communication, either face-to-face or on the phone, is critical in a negotiation. A study at Stanford University found that in electronic negotiations, the success rate was only 10% because the parties become the faceless others. Tone is important. Number 2, match learning modalities. Customers organize information in their brains and think in one of 3 modalities. First one is sound, auditory thinkers, right? Then there's the pictures and visual thinkers. And a third is the feelings or kinesthetic thinkers, right? Say that 3 times fast. They use all 3 modes, but tend to have a favorite. Again, the rule of thumb is to match their modality, right? And remember, we got to practice the platinum rule. So, visual thinkers. Most Americans, about 60% actually, think primarily in pictures. This is why television and YouTube or even selfies are so damn popular. If you want to communicate effectively with these folks, you need to show them stuff rather than just talking about it. Show them graphs of the statistics rather than just telling them about it. Show them the pictures of the house and its floor plan rather than describing it. So, how do you recognize a visual thinker? Thought you'd never ask. Well, they usually talk fast and look up, accessing pictures in their mind, right? They use a lot of visual predicates and phrases such as, "I see what you mean. I'm clear on that. Or show me what you mean, right? All things about being able to see stuff. Then there's auditory thinkers. At the other extreme are these kinds of thinkers. This is the smallest percentage of the US population, right? So you won't run into too many of these. They think in language. They are very sensitive to sounds and tend not to like loud places. You won't find them at the clubs, folks, right? They are very comfortable talking about the subject and don't need visual aids. How do you recognize these folks? Well, they seldom look up, but instead will look side to side, accessing sounds and language. You know, they use a lot of auditory predicates and phrases such as, I hear what you mean, man. That sounds good to me. Or, tell me what you mean. You know, they need the speech, right? Now, kinesthetic thinkers or feelers, these people need to touch it or feel it to really understand it. Visual thinkers can look at a photo of the home. Auditory thinkers can hear a description of the home. Well, you got it. These visual kinesthetic thinkers need to actually go into the home to get a feel for it. So, how do you recognize kinesthetic thinkers? Well, those who enjoy nature and anything with the body, from sports to food, tend to be strongly kinesthetic. To access their feelings, they tend to look down and to their right. They talk a bit slower and are very sensitive to touch. They use lots of kinesthetic words and phrases like, that feels good to me. This house has a good vibe, right? Or, I sense they won't take that offer. So, you know, number 3 would be what? Match and mirror your customer. You know, since body language and voice volume, pitch and tone and tempo are so important in communication, match your customer as much as you can without losing your authenticity. And again, practice the platinum rule. Treat others the way they want to be treated. They tend to like and trust people who are similar to them. Number 4, go from big picture to small picture. It's easier for people to organize information in their brain if you present the information from the general to the specific, from big picture to details. You know, for a seller, start with the general market in the town or city, then go to their price range, then go to their neighborhood, then go to their house. Take it from big down to small. Too often, realtors jump straight into the analysis of the specific property without putting in the context of the big picture. When you go from big picture to small picture, you help your customer become clear. Now, number 5, maintain your non-anxious presence. There are 2 secrets to maintaining your cool under fire, right? 1, don't get attached to the outcome. Focusing on the outcome causes you to be tense and can lead to commission breath. If you want the transaction more than your customer does, you are in serious trouble, my friend. Number 2, focus on your process, right? Just work the system or process and the system will work. When you have a relaxed, non-anxious presence, you show up differently to others. You have a calm, positive, focused energy that is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to you. You expect great results, but you aren't attached to them and you don't need them. As a result, you shift the power-need dynamic in your favor. Number 6, practice the 3 rules of communication. If you follow these 3 rules, you will have very high communication with your customers. Number 1, showing is better than telling. Most people are visual, they need to see it to get it. So show it to them, right? Simple stuff here. Rule number 2, asking is better than telling. By asking, we learn more about the customer's pain and pleasure and how we can provide a solution to them, right? Number 3, it matters who says it. It is more powerful if we tell the customers how great we are, or if their friends and Facebook tell how great we are. It matters who says it. So that's all the time we have this time. Holy mackerel, these things go by quickly. Next week, we will get into helping customers make good decisions, right? Because they're the ones who make the decisions. So don't miss the next week's episode. And remember, you have to do the work to be successful. So be successful today by doing the work. That's it, folks. That's all we got. Thank you very much. See you next time.